I wake up in the morning, I prefer to go down to the gym, get a bit of physical work done. Also, later on in the day, I decide to go through for meditation. I do a bit of reading to find out what the latest songs are, a bit of research. And for me, it's all about the listeners.
Hey, what's up? I'm Rio, and this is the Traffic Jam every weekday from 3 o'clock to 7, only on Today FM. Today is hit music. What's up?
Oh, kaya mo naman simunta ko yung ganito, ma'am. Oh? Wow, sanay lang na ganito, ma'am. Nimbula, ayaw mo, Mr. Ben.
Ella ba?
Na magikiro manolo kinediyo na bimata ka monisi kinafangarumbu ka.
And Bula FM, number 2 and selling.
Tonight, new chairman for Media Industry Development Authority. Corrections Department confirms hunger strike by a handful of inmates at the Suva Remand Centre, and 2 acquitted of prostitution-related charges. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. The new chair of the Media Industry Development Authority held his first briefing with news outlets this morning. Ashwin Raj, an academic at the University of the South Pacific, has been in office for about 2 months now. Speaking to editors and journalists, Raj called for better reporting and better relations with MIDA.
I am somebody who does not take blame.
Ashwin Raj has been appointed to head the Media Industry Development Authority. This was his first meeting with journalists.
We in the authority don't sit here as a rubber stamp. We're not, sort of absent present sort of kind of, entities. We want to be active.
The key point, know the provisions of the Constitution and the media decree and follow them. Raj says the media under his leadership will be more visible, pushing for balanced reporting and providing training to journalists where needed. The chair also adds that there is no need for self-censorship and that media companies need to move on from 2006.
We need to be a lot more critical when we think through something like self-censorship, because psychologically what happens is when somebody drops terms like self-censorship, there's no freedom. There's this kind of sort of paranoia that abounds.
Perhaps what will be of most interest is media's plans to vet and approve foreign trainings from foreign agencies and non-government organizations. Raj says it is also important for all media outlets to get registered under the media decree.
Given this requirement, I don't think that foreign agencies and the international community can go ahead and conduct training and workshops on important matters such as media freedom, democracy, human rights, elections without seeking prior approval.
Media executives plan to meet with individual media companies in the coming months. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Fiji Corrections Services has confirmed that some inmates went on hunger strike at the Suva Remand Centre last week. FBC News received a letter of complaint and visited the Correctional Services today for clarification. Apisalom Midoka reports.
This letter received at Broadcasting House claimed that remand inmates went on hunger strike protesting their treatment at the remand facility.
From the report that I received, there was another few of them, including this same guy. When the officers went back and discussed with them, they have their meal again.
It's understood one individual was on hunger strike for only a day and a handful others about 2 days. The inmates alleged that they were being treated as convicts. Lieutenant Colonel Ifiremi Vasu has denied this.
The treatment that it's supposed to be given to them, there should be 1 hour of exercise each day. We're doing that. They're doing food drills and then after that some minor exercise. They're taken out of their cell for meals out there in the mess from their cell 3 times a day.
The letter also claims that the remand inmates weren't able to properly prepare for their trial because they were denied access to a pen and their court documents inside the cell.
Okay, in regards to pen and paper, they are given on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Because at times they use that same disclosure to take in contraband. That's why we're controlling all those types of things inside.
The commissioner says there are people who are trying to paint a bad image of the correction services. He says they should come and discuss their concerns with the authorities rather than making false statements. Apisolome Voka, FBC News.
The Labour Ministry will soon visit certain businesses which are paying their workers below the minimum wage. A survey has found that people in the informal sector are paid wages and salaries up to 32% lower than the amount set by the various Wages Council. Shireen Lata reports.
The Wages Councils have set minimum wages for 10 different sectors, but this hasn't translated into more money for Fijians. This information was revealed during groundwork for a national minimum wage.
There are a lot of people who work in areas that are outside of these sectors, so that when you establish a national minimum wage in sawmilling or security or manufacturing, other people are working in other sectors that fall outside of this. So we need to establish a minimum wage that covers everybody else.
Domestic workers, housemaids, car wash boys, backyard gardeners and caretakers are also earning less than the amount prescribed under the wages regulation.
Even though we have the minimum wage orders, still employers are not paying these minimum wages of the ones that are already in place, leave alone those that fall outside of these 10 sectors.
Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation Chief Executive Nesbitt Hazelman says the ministry needs to get serious with the specific employers.
Issue that comes to hand here is not the fact that there were people paying below the minimum wages. It's the fact that our compliance activities need to be strengthened.
The Labour Minister has already confirmed they'll be seeking explanations from the companies implicated. The survey also revealed that the working condition for a number of sectors is also below expectations. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
2 Chinese nationals appeared in the Nandi Magistrates Court today on separate charges of failing to declare foreign currency at the border. Magistrate Penindali Tuidama handed down the fines, but no custodial sentence was ordered. Christopher Chand was in court today.
The 2, Fan Wang and Senjian Peng, were charged for failing to declare foreign currency at Nandi Airport upon arrival into Fiji. While the 2 cases are separate, they are both of similar nature and both the offenders are from China. Fan Wang was detained on September 27th, caught with $80,000, while Senjian Peng was arrested on Sunday and found in possession of more than $16,000. In sentencing, Magistrate Penindali Tuidama ordered Wang to pay a fine of $5,000, while Peng has been given a fine of $2,500. The fines are to be paid from the money that was seized by customs officers. The court had no evidence that the money was obtained from a criminal offense and that it was going to be used for any criminal activity. Thus, it will be released once the fine is paid together with their passports. Outside court, the 2 weren't too happy to see an FBC camera at the courthouse.
What you want?
Hey, you can't touch the camera. Peng is due to leave for Port Vila, while Wang is here on a 4-month holiday. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
2 sisters charged with prostitution-related crimes were acquitted by the Suva Magistrates Court today. Geeta and Nita Mani were charged with allegedly operating a brothel in Turak, Suva, under the name Freestyle Massage Center for the purposes of habitual prostitution. Chief Magistrate Usaira Tovili acquitted the sisters after the prosecution couldn't produce the complainant in the case. The defense lawyer for the 2 women argued that the matter has been dragging for a year now and his clients should be acquitted. After the break, Labour Ministry says it's serious about getting rid of child labour in Fiji.
सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला। पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला। मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो फिजी 2 पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
आपकी शादी होने वाली है, 5 बच्चे होंगे। 5 हाय, मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली रेनू। सुनते रहिए मिर्ची एफएम, मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक।
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. More employers are expected to be charged soon as the Labour Ministry continues its fight against child labour. As it stands, more than 150 cases are being investigated, with 3 already facing charges. Roland Koroy reports.
We've heard it all before. A child's place is at school. A child is supposed to learn and not earn. In Fiji, there's been some alarming revelations of children as young as 6 working for money.
Scrap metal collecting by children, bottle collecting, children working in sugarcane farm in terms of cane cutting and cane loading and chemical spraying in commercial vegetable farms, and of course work in terms of the deep sea diving.
The situation here may not be as bad compared to other countries, but the fact is child labor does exist. If you're one of those employers hiring children, it's time to stop.
To date, we have got a total of 163 cases of child labor in Fiji. We have investigated all these cases. We have also charged 3 employers. The matter is before the employment tribunal, and we are going to file few more cases before the end of this year.
For some, having children work for a living seems like the right thing to do, as they are unaware of the consequences. One of the reasons different awareness programs are underway.
We have not found any difficulty in terms of awareness programs. We have seen that our interagency committees under the NCCC are working well, and they are providing their awareness to the communities.
The Labour Ministry is targeting everyone from the grassroots level to corporate bodies, and particular attention is being paid to school teachers, who the ministry believes have a vital role in educating children about child labour. Roland Koroy, FBC News.
A new decree to protect the rights and interests of people with disabilities should be in place by the end of the year. Epelito Kawasa reports the government wants all sectors of the community to take on board the provisions of the decree.
The draft disability decree has come about after a review of the 1994 Act, which looked after the welfare of people with disabilities.
The completion of the review of all existing disability legislation in the middle of this year and the formulation of a new disability legislation will definitely change and alter the uncertainties and anxieties of persons living with disabilities in Fiji.
The decree will recognize the needs of persons with disabilities, enabling them to exercise their rights to live dignified lives.
That to decry their right to education, their right to health care, their right to employment without any discrimination, the right to the basic needs of housing. All those will be being addressed through this decree. And the decree will, because it's in the formal decree, then the whole nation, the government, will be committed to the implementation of that decree.
The Fiji National Council for Disabled Persons played a big part in the review. Hearing of the new decree has brought much relief.
And if you compare to what the government of Fiji has done to date, we are taking a lead, especially in the Pacific Island countries, and we are very proud of that.
The new decree is in line with government's 10-year plan to improve the lives of people with disabilities. Epelito Kawasa, FBC News.
A 50-year-old businessman of Cunningham in Suva appeared in the Suva High Court this morning. Surendra Prasad faces 7 counts of dealing with infringing copies of copyright material. It's alleged Prasad owned a DVD and internet outlet in Mark Street, Suva, and had made several copies of copyright audio CDs of Ithauke music. The rights of the original content belong to Prasira Music. Prasad's bail has been extended until next month. Wheelbarrow boys in the capital city have been commended for the service they provide to the public. They've also been told that their job is as important as any other in Fiji. Eleanor Torangaiviu has more.
If you frequent Suva City for either work or shopping, they are a sight you can't miss. These wheelbarrow boys are making a living for themselves and their families. Today, they were told just how important their work is.
We are 43-year-old now as a nation. We all had a helping hand into molding the nation that we are. They come, coming here, providing that service like every other service providers.
The boys were also given new reflector jackets and raincoats to make their jobs a little easier. To them, this assistance from the government shows they are not forgotten.
I want to thank the authorities for granting us this assistance. We know that we are not alone and are being remembered.
This assistance will help us a lot in our work to provide service to the people here in Suva.
The Wheelbarrow Boys Association of Suva has over 80 members. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Sports time again, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Jackie. Up ahead, Courts IDC ready to kick off tomorrow. But today, lawyer Iqbal Khan files an injunction against Fiji FA. Details after the break.
Nisambulo binaka oya wone kamanalangi oni nandorungo diao mai na diwa kina rua na bisinga mai na moniti kina bagarumbu kana Radio Fiji wana ndomo ibiti bongani bianyano nama katalanga na bengo na sasi biani na tinna kaloka na bimbongi ni bukilulu kena bima mani walu na bimbongi ni bakarowai mai na mbuza ni walu ninge namaka.
Now that's just another groove to kickstart your morning.
That's right. Good morning, Fiji. It's Gold FM bringing you the classic hits to fine-tune your morning.
And Fila still trying to fine-tune her voice.
And as always, Pedali still trying to wake up.
Now this is where you'll find us every morning from Monday to Friday.
On Daybreak with Pedali and Fina from 6 to 9. Join us.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. The Digicel Fiji Sevens team arrived in Gold Coast, Australia this morning, ready to face the massive task of defending the first leg of the RB7 series. Today also marked the first day of full training under new coach Ben Ryan, who before departure identified areas he will work on. Shalvin Chan reports.
It was an anxious sending off for the Fiji Sevens team. The looks on their face said it all. Can there be a successful defense of the title in Gold Coast? Coach Ben Ryan will not be putting pressure on the team, but he knows where the training should be focused.
I thought the boys played pretty well in Oceania. I think we can tighten up on a few areas, particularly kick-off receipt, because we've got 3 teams in our group that will test us in the air, and we just got to make sure that we got the players in the right positions to receive those kick-offs, because once we're there, we've got great aerial players. But just make sure that tactically we don't get caught out by any of our opposition this week.
Fiji will be cheered on at the tournament. Ryan hopes that this motivates the boys to do well. He says there's only so much a coach can do. The game itself will be how the players execute the game plan.
And then it's down to the boys, reduce the error counts. That was a few too many mistakes this weekend in Oceania. But they're defending champions. There's a big Fiji support there. It's Fiji Day on Saturday as well. And we've got some new caps and some older experienced heads as well. So it's a good balance, and I think it's important the boys just concentrate on the first game against Canada, and then we'll take it from there.
Fiji will have to ensure that they don't allow the opposition with any chance to convert possession into points. Canada, Portugal and Wales all have beaten Fiji, and it's been through Fiji's errors. Shalvin Chan, FBC Sports.
The Courts Inter-District Championship gets underway in Lautoka tomorrow. With all teams having wrapped up preparations, the onus is now on them to perform. In Rising with more.
As the saying goes, it's the final countdown. The 2013 Courts Inter-District is ready to roll. And the man who has played and called the tournament for a number of years has this to say for the biggest soccer competition of the year.
Well, to put it straight to you, if you're the IDC champ, you're the champ of Fiji soccer. You can win the league, you can win the BOG of Fiji Fact. The Lloyd Fairbrother Trophy over the years, whoever wins it is classed as the champions of Fiji in soccer for that particular year.
Being the first and only 60-minute tournament, Stoddart says there could be a different ball game seen at the games for the next 5 days.
The teams that play rush football. We call it rush football. With 60 minutes, you don't have a chance. You need a chance to score a goal, and you can defend for 30 minutes. You do in each half, you can win it.
The time is here for all teams to show what they are made of, and they need to please not only themselves, but supporters alike.
I think all the 8 teams have got equal chances.
So it's time to get ready. All teams and fans can do is wait and predict, because we will only find out who is the winner on Sunday. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Lautoka lawyer Iqbal Khan has filed an injunction against the Fiji Football Association in the Lautoka High Court. Iqbal Khan wants to contest the Fiji FA Vice President's elections tomorrow, but was not able to get a reply from Fiji FA on his nomination. Justice Anaretu Levuka is expected to make a ruling at 8:30 tomorrow morning before the Fiji FA elections an hour later. Khan made the application against Bob Kumar, Rajesh Patel and the Fiji FA. Fiji FA President Rajesh Patel says they are not aware of the injunction and can't comment until such time as they get a copy of the court documents. Fiji Mbati captain Petero Diwanideva and other overseas-based players arrived in Nandi last night to join camp in Pacific Harbour. Melbourne Storm utility Sisa Wanga, Ryan Millard, the Sims brothers, Ashton, Coben and Tariq were among the players present. Those missing are Rabbitohs sensation John Sutton and Parramatta Eels' Jared Hayne. Sutton suffered injury in the NRL Premiership, while Hayne will don the Kangaroos jumper. Diwanideva says the players are focused on the task ahead.
It's a huge honour for us to be here. We're really excited about the week ahead. I know there's plenty on, and we're looking forward to getting out the training field and hopefully put in a good performance on Friday night. And it'll be great preparation for us as we get ready to head off to England. So looking forward to it.
The team departs for England next week. The National Games for Special and Inclusive Athletes got underway at the NZ Stadium in Suva today. 16 schools took part in the competition along with a 12-member team from Samoa. The heats were held today with participants showing great enthusiasm, representing their schools with pride. The finals will be held tomorrow with the winners to be awarded prizes and certificates. That's it from Sports Tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority has found some very serious tax omissions on the fringe benefit tax in a recent audit. It's estimated that millions of dollars in fringe benefit tax are unpaid. FIRCA Chief Executive Officer Chitoko Tikolevu says they'll offer a grace period until November 11th for taxpayers to comply. He adds that a majority of employers who are lodging VAT returns don't make the mandatory adjustments, and these are serious omissions that need to be immediately corrected. In the first 6 months of 2013, revenue from fringe benefit tax was $8.2 million, an increase from the $2.9 million for the same period last year. Revenue collected from fringe benefit tax in 2012 was $9.36 million. Tikolevu says special audit teams will carry out routine inspection and auditing of fringe benefit tax records to ensure compliance from all employers. Weather time, and Jen, you don't look so good today.
Tell me about it, Jackie. I feel like I just stuck my head in a freezer. But on to weather, and we've got some clouds and rain on the map today. Fortunately, we had more sunshine than clouds, especially for Nandi, Lautoka and Ba over here. So it wasn't too bad. We couldn't get a reading for the Sugar City today. The temperatures show Suva and Savusavu with the lowest on 27 and 28 respectively, while Lambasa have the warmest, both on 31 degrees. Tomorrow sees way more clouds and showers than we had today, so it would be wise to take that umbrella or jacket with you to work. And since temperatures might be cooler, pack a scarf or shawl for that extra warmth. Nandi Airport was the location for this photo yesterday. Manjeet Singh, thanks for sending us this stunning shot of a Nandi sunrise. That's it from me. Do take care of yourselves, especially with these conditions. Bye for now.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. Tonight's top stories: academic Ashwin Raj has been appointed chairman for Media Industry Development Authority. The Corrections Department has confirmed that a handful of inmates went on hunger strike at the Suva Remand Centre, and 2 women who run a massage parlor in Suva have been acquitted of prostitution-related charges. To the poll question for this week, and we're asking, will live EPL games on FBCTV help develop local soccer? Visit our website to take part, www.fbc.com.fj. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's news tonight. Until tomorrow, good night.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on Ghar Sansar, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Hit Music.